Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, breaking down, it's a meme at this point, it's a meme, it's technically some trade news, but the Raptors are still tied to Ben Simmons. I'm not going to get into it, that far. I'll show you the report, and Mark Stein came out and said the Raptors, Toronto is still interested, they're still making offers, and the Sixers still want something lucrative back. Now, that's not the stuff I'm interested in. And for people that haven't seen us on Courtside Digest, right, we've debuted this segment, the Young Socialite Watch, because the news surrounding this guy has just been absolutely ridiculous over the past little while. So we had to just develop its own segment over there at Courtside Digest. If you're not subscribed to that, also subscribe over there. But the Toronto Raptors, their name's still tied. I had to report on it. I had to talk about it on the Raptors Digest. We're the Raptors Digest. We can't sort of miss out on more talks, the latest updates. And the latest update is that there's not even superstar, not even all-star really. The Sixers aren't even really getting tertiary stars in these Ben Simmons deals, these semi-perennial all-stars. And the rumor talks about the best deal that's been offered is from the Sacramento Kings, and that's been a Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley, and a couple of protected for future first-round picks. So not even the most immediate ones, and protected. And we all know that the Kings, if the pick is protected, it's probably going to stay with the Sacramento Kings. But not to roast that franchise by any means. I like the Kings are a fun team to watch, especially with De'Aaron Fox and all those guys. But if that's the best offer, and then also there's a package centered around Malik Beasley involving the Minnesota Timberwolves. So those are the rumored deals. The Warriors have also been talking about how they're keeping their eye on Ben Simmons. They could probably put together the best offer if they were really engaged, but apparently there's question marks about whether they'd actually want him, with Draymond Green actually on the roster, and they like Draymond probably more than Ben Simmons at this point. So I digress. Right, but if those are the offers that are currently on the table for Ben Simmons, right, if that's the case, that's not that hard to beat. That's not something that if the Sixers become desperate enough, right, Ben Simmons is sitting out training camps and he's making a big old hissy fit, right? If he's doing all these sorts of things, that value gets lower. Maybe the Raptors could swoop in with a little offer, and there's a trade going around Raptors Reddit, Twitter, that I think a lot of people aren't that sold on it just because it's Ben Simmons. However, Goran Dragic, Chris Boucher, right? Two guys, solid scores. Boucher obviously better than Dragic, I feel like, at this point, due to his ability, his young promise to be able to build, the slingshot three, it goes in. He's a great defender, a great power forward, and I have extremely high expectations for Boucher coming next season. Great defender, all these things. And Freddie Gillespie, a guy that we're not sure we want to sign on this team. Throw them all in. And the trade says it's failed, but that's just because the contracts all that get weird coming into next season. But and that may be a first-round pick. I'll throw in a second. I'll throw in another first-round pick. And heck, I'll throw them in unprotected. Top 5 protected. So they'll definitely convey to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons. Right? This is a deal. Back at the prime of summer, the pinnacle, Riker and I got excited about potentially playing Ben Simmons at center. And we regrettably now mentioned how Fred VanVleet could potentially be a part of that package, and it would have to be just a straight up deal, right? Fred for Simmons. We'd be cool with it if you're moving Simmons to the center and Jalen Suggs at the point. That was the key. Jalen Suggs being able to play that point guard position. However, just looking at everything that's transpired this offseason and looking at Fred, the roster as constructed right now after drafting Scotty Barnes and all these guys, that deal wouldn't make sense. Right, I was on the fence about a similar deal involving Boucher and Trent. I'm still on the fence about that. Trent is such an unpredictable player at this point. Will his defense live up to expectations and all these things? I don't really know, but he's a bucket getter, so he's a tough guy to let go of. However, if it's Goran Dragic, a couple firsts, the Raptors want to be good in the future. And then, you're giving up an asset in Chris Boucher, a legitimate asset who might be commanding decent money next season. You're doing this deal. You're doing this deal if you're the Toronto Raptors, right? And is this better than Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley? Is it? I like Chris Boucher over Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley. but like, oh, both those guys individually. I know Dragic isn't the level player he once was, and he's an older guy, but he's still a veteran. He's a win-now guy for that Philadelphia 76ers team, who are probably in need of an actual point guard who can shoot the three, who can get in the lane, shoot those middies and all these sorts of things, right? You're getting a couple picks with it. You're getting a grinder and Freddie Gillespie. I feel like it's a troll. But when comparing it to the other deals, it's pretty on par. It's pretty on level. Now, you also have to take into account the fact that they're within your division and all these sorts of things, but the Raptors could swing this deal. This deal that people are talking about on Reddit and all these sorts of things. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, right? This is the dream sort of finesse that the Raptors could do, right? We were excited about potentially making a deal happen, especially earlier in the summer, because, you want to see things spiced up, of course, but the swing for the fences deals, those are the ones that won us a championship, right? We trade DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. We trade Jonas for Marc Gasol, right? Those are two swing for the fences, right? You're going all out on this one season, right? But Ben Simmons, it's a swing for the fence in terms of it could go really bad, right? You could get struck out with Ben Simmons' big contract and being a drama queen and all these sorts of things, young socialite that he is. But if it works out, and you add Ben Simmons to the core of Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Gary Trent Jr. on the team as well, OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, Scotty Barnes, Malachi Flynn. That's a roster that gets me very excited. Tremendously excited. Not that I'm not excited already. I'm amped up heading in and as we inch closer and closer to next season, right? That's a team that I think is a legitimate threat in the Eastern Conference due to the fact that defense will be on another level, right? Ben Simmons being able to switch around as a big man alongside Pascal, OG, and these guys. Scotty Barnes could be flipped in there if Gary Trent's slacking on the defensive end, right? Fred, Scotty, OG, Siakam, and Simmons. That is the most mobile, effective defensive unit maybe in NBA history. Maybe hyperbolizing a little bit there, but that would be absolutely ferocious for this team, right? Now, Precious Achiuwa, Khem Birch, they're going to be on another level on their own, but Ben Simmons is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and you're playing him at his natural position, right? I've been listening to a lot of 76ers podcasts recently, and they're saying he's a center. So for the people that were flaming Riker and I, the Sixers fans are saying it too. Ben Simmons is a center. Play him at center for the Raptors. You have Birch and Precious to back him up if you can't really do it against some matchups night in, night out. You can close the games for them at that spot. I don't know. I've been off the Ben Simmons bandwagon, right? I've been giving him Gold Star awards. I'm getting all this sort of stuff due to his actions over the course of the off season, but that deal will be nice. That deal would be nice. A Dragic, Boucher. And I know there's going to be a few in the comment section that are saying, oh, it's unrealistic, or what? Why are you even talking about it? I just wanted to get my rant out of the way because crazier things have happened with the Toronto Raptors. We traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. And I think DeMar DeRozan's a superstar, right? I got his picture behind me, right? I got the picture of DeMar DeRozan. He's in the studio, all these sorts of things. But that was a bigger finesse. That was the biggest finesse of all time. Trading DeMar DeRozan, who was honestly creeping towards negative asset. People didn't want to give DeMar a max contract, right? This sort of offseason. He didn't get one. He didn't get his full 5 years or whatever at this point because he couldn't shoot the threes. His defense was questionable, right? He was inching towards that at that point. He never won an All-Star again, and we got a top 5 NBA player who really was top 1 when he was on this team, bringing our team all the way to the championship, right? That was the biggest finesse. If the Raptors Messiah can pull this off, everyone's got to... People have been... The Messiah slander slowly picked up due to the fact that we played the Kazoos last season. That has to all be taken back or retracted if he finesses this deal. And, I just wanted to get my take on it. I like the exciting proposal trades. We're 2 weeks away from the season happening, actual news and all that stuff breaking down. But I guess we've had a couple of videos that dropped. Last week we had a bit of a dry spell, but... I don't know. I wanted to get my thoughts out on it. I know it's unrealistic. I know it's probably not going to happen, but if it did, I'd be pretty excited, pretty elated as a Raptors fan. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, all that cool stuff. I plugged my Instagram last time, got a few followers. I'm almost at 900 followers on IG, guys. So if you made it this far, Ben Rogers 1 on IG. Anyways, enough of me rambling. The season's coming back. Reich will be back soon as well. So lots of fun stuff coming. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.